Good afternoon, guys. It's me coming to you Saturday. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, so I actually enjoyed my Thanksgiving, even though I don't have family here. Yeah, I still enjoyed the Black Friday deals. Like I just got a new phone, like you can tell, probably yeah, I'm actually streaming from my new phone right now. So yeah, it's a nice Samsung phone. Like I'm so happy to get it like for Black Friday. I was actually right there, like just and I grabbed it immediately at 6 p.m. when but yeah. But that's beside the point right now. So yeah, I wanted to talk about what has the events which have recently happened within Zimbabwe, and I've just been like, I just didn't want to make a video on it too early, just to just see what would happen, just and just see different videos, like, and watch the news, what's been happening, and just and even talk to my own family because my family like are back home in Africa, even though they don't necessarily stay in Zimbabwe. Like South Africa is like sometimes affected by stuff. Just it's just the way it is. Like anytime something happens in one country, like sometimes neighboring states might feel a bit of a burn like from it, like an after effect, not necessarily affected directly, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I've just been talking to my family just to see what has happened, and also watching videos on YouTube and everything, and like things. So yeah, it's like I've just been like also watching interviews of different people who are from Zimbabwe, actually like really like uh, like for the most part the sentiments towards Robert Mugabe's re- resignation has actually been very positive from his people, and to be honest, I don't blame them because what you call it growing up as a child, I actually remember, even though I have been to Zimbabwe, yes, but that was back when I was a child. But I remember growing up and actually like witnessing myself like the whole like the impacts that Robert Mugabe, like he was just such an evil dictator, like he had on his people, like with the whole it actually began was it 2000 or 2001 when he began to kick out the white farmers, and yeah, that actually like crippled the economy because like Zimbabwe used to actually be known as like the whole bread basket, in meaning that it was like had this booming agriculture field, like agriculture industry. Yeah, so I remember like lots of maize, like large food exports, and used to like make a lot from that, and that's what helped that economy thrive. And yeah, but as soon as Robert Mugabe started discriminating against like white farmers, especially and started doing all these things like stealing, putting things in like some banks in Europe and stealing government money, having all these luxury vacations. All these people were suffering, starving. It just used to be a mess because I even remember as a child, like I used to have some Zimbabwean friends and even Zimbabwean teachers, and I remember they used to go home to visit their families, and it's like they used to have to like stock up food and stock up gas and like just to go to that country. And it just used to be just crazy because it's just like imagine like that's how it used to be, like in the grocery stores there used to be like literally no food on the shelves. Just like, can you imagine living like that? Like how depressing that must be. It's just like for example, let me just give you an example. Imagine if you like let's say live in let's just say Atlanta, Georgia. You live in Atlanta, Georgia. Imagine having to drive all the way to Orlando, Florida, just to get food, like your just basic food, not even like exotic foods or anything special like that. Imagine just to get stuff like some rice or some beans or some milk or some eggs or some vegetables. Just think about, imagine having to drive all the way to Orlando from Atlanta, Georgia, let's just say, like just to get your basics. And that's how crippled the economy had been for years now. It's just very sad, like for the people. So I can understand why they'd be rejoicing because it's like and some people I noted that some people had actually been saying they're actually happy because it's like almost like independence all over again, because like Robert Mugabe had actually been president since since like 1980. So it's like 37 years. Imagine that, way before even I was born. Imagine that's the only president a lot of us millennials even knew. Like, so it's like a new Independence Day for Zimbabwe. So I could see people celebrating and everything. So yeah, and I actually talked to my brother about it, just to ask him like, has he felt any like changes or anything, and he said not really, because as yeah, yeah, because like he doesn't. My brother doesn't live in Zimbabwe, but he just told me that he knows that there have been Zimbabweans around who have been celebrating, and yeah, but he said that it hasn't really affected his area that much, because he doesn't live in Zimbabwe again. So yeah, so it's like yeah, so I'm actually just very happy for them, and just seeing how, the like living hell he put his people through, like having to like seek refuge in like Zambia, in Botswana, in South Africa, in Mozambique, in Swaziland, like because he just put his people through like so much hell, like, and just used to be like just so unfair on his people. Like, imagine, just very devastating. So it's like I can actually feel the happiness for with them. So it's like I'm actually very happy with them too. So yeah, and I was actually even just watching Parliament in my country with the Democratic Alliance and DA EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters, and the African National Congress, ANC. There's been like there was this whole debate with whether to grant Robert Mugabe live in our country and like thingy. And it's like, no, I was actually very pleased with the Democratic Alliance DA, which is what I'm voting for come our elections in 2019. So yeah, so basically they were saying that he it would be wrong and very unconstitutional as South Africans to grant him asylum in our country, because he's he's like basically like a criminal of like a serious like criminal of like human rights violations, and he's even wanted by the International Criminal Courts of laws in I think it's in Netherlands or something, but somewhere in Europe, yeah. But he's wanted by the International Criminal Court, so he's like a serious like criminal, and yeah, so it's like some of the ANC members wanted to give him asylum, and even the EFF, and it's like that is so corrupt. So it's like I'm proud of the DA Democratic Alliance for like actually standing tall against them and saying no, that would be unacceptable and unconstitutional, because like after the hell he's put people through, and furthermore his same people have been like coming to Johannesburg to seek asylum, even though like with the ANC it's like been better, even though the ANC has been kind of destroying South Africa, even though though it's not as bad as excuse me, as Zimbabwe at the moment. So yeah, so I've just been like paying attention to different things, and just watching, and so my yeah, I'm just very happy for the happy that the DA actually stood against them, and we'll just see what will happen. So yeah, and going forward, recently they also had the inauguration of former Vice President Emerson Mnangagwa. I hope I'm saying it properly, but yeah, his that's his name. So he has promised to like restore the economy, like help to restore the economy of Zimbabwe, and like improve certain things. Even though obviously I know, being realistic, and like probably he knows himself, but he can't, like, after all the damage that's been done, that cannot be all reversed within like the next year or so. It will gradually take some time. So I'm not expecting him to like fix things immediately. It would take some time to like fix things and like get the country back on track after like over 10 years of like serious destruction by that crazy evil dictator like Sir Robert Mugabe. So I just don't know what's gonna happen with him now. So yeah, and like just the new president has like promised to like try to like help resolve like all that's happened negatively in Zimbabwe, and yeah, I just hope he does that, and I wish him good luck, and the people of Zimbabwe also wish them good luck and everything, and with the land reforms as well, which I think is good. Like he's actually like promised to give back like I'm not sure if it's all the land, but some of the land at least or something to basically to compensate the white farmers who used to like be responsible for the mass food production and agriculture in that country. And yeah, the ones who were kicked out in like 2000 to 2001 when Mugabe just snapped and went crazy. So yeah, he's promised to like recompensate them and everything like that. So I actually personally think that that's actually good. Like that's like a step in the good in a good direction for the country just to help rebuild them again and everything. So yeah, and yeah, I'm actually just really happy for them. And apparently the general elections are going to be next year in 2000, I mean 2018, yes. Next, so that's next year. So they're going to be like free fair general elections. I hope the United Nations or something like monitors those elections just to make sure that that truly free and fair, like the truly the people of Zimbabwe get to choose their leader freely, like whether they want to be ruled over by the ZANU PF party or the MDC Movement for Democratic Change party. Yes, just so it's like just free, like people get to truly speak and vote, cast their votes, and say how they truly feel without fear. And like, because I can just imagine the trauma some people must have been through. Like, because Robert Mugabe actually used to, actually remember like when I was a child, like he used to actually have people who didn't vote for him attacked and put in all these types of prisons and concentration camps. And it just used to be so sad, like what he used to do to his own people, like, and the mass genocide of the Ndebele tribe. That was like when he first, like, that was during independence or something, where he just did that mass tribal genocide, which was just very demonic of what he did. And yeah, so that's that. And but apparently I've just been seeing, like, sometimes I just like to just see what other people think about certain situations. But I've just been seeing some of these so-called, pro-blacks on YouTube, like these wannabe Africans. They are Black American, but they're not even really Africans. But it's like they want to be saying stuff like, "Oh, we liked Robert Mugabe this," like, "Oh, it's the new leader is like a sellout," and all this stuff. These negative derogatory terms towards the new president, Mr. Emerson. So, and I'm just like, who the sorry, excuse my French, but yeah, who are you, like, to like be making such comments like that about people who have like gone through so much hell? You as a Black American do not know how privileged you are to be in this country. Like, you don't know how much suffering goes on in our continent, in our mother continent. You want to think that, oh, Africa's this nice place. Oh, I want to go to Africa, this and this and this. It's like, no, you do not know how privileged you are just to be in America. It's like, but you're just being so ungrateful at times, and sometimes want to dictate how Africa should be run from a Western perspective, when it's like you're not even African, and even some of you have never even been to Africa, but you want to be acting like, oh, that's your motherland, that's this and this. But it's like, okay, if that's your motherland, what tribal languages do you speak, and where is your family from then? Oh, wait. Anyway, but yeah, I just yeah, it just really annoys me when some Black Americans, like, who are just these quote unquote pro blacks, want to just act so insensitive, and like not knowing the hell that Robert Mugabe put his people through, but seeing him as this great person. It's like he's a horrible man. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, so but then and then this goes back to also in my country. We've been also dealing with oh my gosh, Jay-Z 783, Sir Jacob Zuma. It's like he's also been like a crazy dictator. Yes, he's part of the leader of the African National Congress, ANC, and yes, that is the late Sir Nelson Mandela's party, like, which led us to liberation from apartheid. And yeah, but ever since 2009 especially, he's been whatchamacallit, acting crazy and doing all these things like the theft, so much corruption in South Africa, like breaking our constitution on so many counts, also causing South Africans a lot of trauma. So it's like, yeah, I think that maybe I don't know, maybe the UN also needs to intervene or in our issues in South Africa. So, like from my perspective, because I'm tired of the ANC, I'm tired of the African National Congress. I want them to go, and like our president, Jacob Zuma needs to go to jail for all his criminal charges. Like, how do we have like some criminal like as our president? So, and he lets people like Al Bashir like come into our country and oh my gosh, I'm just like, sometimes it's like, because even like, I once even just threw up in my room. I was just so traumatized. I even just threw up in my room. So, yeah, so I just hope like, that's like good positive change. So it's like, let's just celebrate our small victory. So, yeah, just, one evil dictator down and one other one to go. Like, that's our president in South Africa, Jacob Zuma. So, our elections are going to be in 2019. So that's about oh, at the end of 2017, so probably a year and a half maybe, or maybe let's just say 1 year. Like yeah, so our elections are gonna be in about a year. So 2019 general elections, because we already had the municipality elections last. That's midterm elections. That was like last 2016 last year where the Democratic Alliance DA like still maintained Cape Town was the mayor, Madam Patricia DeLille. Like she's like a really amazing person, really nice mayor to her people, very responsible and everything. So and yes, during the midterm elections, like the DA pretty much retained the Western Cape, which I'm happy about. But they also took over Nelson Mandela Bay, which is like was like a shock to like some people because it's like the first time in history like the Eastern Cape, which is predominantly like Xhosa tribal people. That's where my dad's side of the family is from. So I am half Xhosa. So yeah, he whatchamacallit, the DA took over that part of the country and I'm happy about that. And as well they also took over the major metro areas of Johannesburg and Tshwane, Pretoria. Yes. So yeah, those three major metro areas. So that was actually a good sign, showing that the younger generation is slowly like preferring like we actually want change. We are tired of the African National Congress and we want the Democratic Alliance like to take over our country and like we really are hopeful that they will win the 2019 general elections. I just hope our elections are truly free and fair because back in 2014 the African National Congress were actually like really scared that the DA was going to take over our country and like back in 2014 our general elections the African National Congress ANC actually what they actually did was very like devious. They actually began to like dump ballots, like basically rigging the elections, like dumping ballots around the Gauteng province, and yeah, that caused them to like probably I'm not sure, maybe the DA might have still not won. I do not know, but the ANC could not have won by 62% like freely and honestly because yeah, there's a lot of corruption that goes on within our elections, which is why I hope the UN or something can also monitor our elections too. That would be really great if the UN could do that. Yeah, so that's just me, my thoughts on this whole situation, which has and the political turmoil that has happened in Zimbabwe. Yeah, I just hope to see positive change and within Zimbabwe. So that's my thoughts and my true perspective as an African, a real African who has actually been to Zimbabwe, who actually grew up in the area, who knows what happened firsthand and everything like that. So that's my take on it, not these pro blacks on YouTube and everything. So yeah, so that's just my thoughts on the situation and yeah, that's all I just really wanted to talk about. So yeah, 2019, I'm voting for the DA, Democratic Alliance. Hopefully, Sir Musi Maimani will become our president, next president. And a lot of the ANC can go behind bars where they belong. So terrorists, the African National Congress, oh, nothing but terrorists. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on everything. So please like, comment, subscribe, share my video, and feel free to just ask me for if you want any like me to like elaborate on anything, or you want to ask me about my personal like life experiences growing up in the area. And yeah, if you just want to talk and yeah, get like true like someone who truly talks sense, like a true insight on the situation, like who actually has family there and everything. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share my video, and I'll see you all in the next one.